Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are doing more decluttering today, but I want to go a little bit deeper. We have lived in this house for 2 years and I thought my system was working. Under the stairs, this is like a very useful closet for us. It stores a bunch of stuff, as you will see. And you know what? It's just not working anymore. And sometimes you have to face reality and deal with it. But it makes me feel so much better now that I have checked this off of my worrying to-do list of like, this cupboard annoys me. It's so pesky, but we use it all the time. It contains sporting equipment and toys and our suitcases and just random things, hats, you name it. It's like kind of like a junk closet now. So if there's an area in your house that has not been working for you, maybe it's time to reevaluate. And I hope this video provides you with some motivation just to get started. I speak a lot on my channel about how to declutter, so if you're interested in the actual method, make sure you go look through some videos. I'll put some videos in the description. But essentially, I like to take everything out of a space, whether it's a drawer, whether it's a closet, whether it's like a little baby room like this. It's really important to see what's going on. I thought this would be the perfect little project to show you my method in action. Like, what is my thought process when I'm going through decluttering? A couple of things to note. We had guests coming over a couple of hours after this. I was baking things and I wanted the house to look nice and tidy. I obviously cannot have the house looking like this. You literally cannot walk. I had to kind of claw my way out of here. And so I was using that as urgency, creating this sense of like, I don't have a lot of time. I've got to get this done. My 5-year-old daughter was horrified that I took everything out, but it was really good to show her how quickly we put everything back. So that's the first myth that I want to bust. It does not need to take a lot of time. The next thing is that those little tennis grips that you saw all over the floor, they were in their original container. It was not working. And sometimes you just have to revisit things. So I freed up some space in the pantry. I put all my onions and garlic into this container so that I could use the container they were in to put all of the tennis grips in. And it worked really well. Now we can see what's going on and it's just using what I have. And that's kind of another one of my rules that I'm about to break, but I always try to shop my home first because likely it's not that you don't have enough containers or even the right containers. It's more that you have too much stuff. And so it's about reallocating resources and using what you have because the point is to not accumulate more things. So this is what we're dealing with. I literally couldn't walk to our front door because there was so much stuff and this room's kind of awkward. Let's pause for a moment to see all the little dust flyaways. That concerns me. Anyway, ultimately what I'm doing is putting things that are the same together because that's how I find it works really well. We were having, golf balls in this little cupboard. We had some in a little drawer. We had some in the garage. It's just an example, but where in your home do you have things scattered around? And then you feel scatterbrained because you don't know where that thing is. You also can't direct someone to tell them where the thing is because it could be in 3 separate places, and you really don't have a good idea of what inventory you have because let's take the golf ball example. We have golf balls in 3 or 4 different places in our home. We have no idea how many we have, and that means that we just keep on buying more. Speaking for a friend. So as you can see, I'm trying to fit all of these things into their little bins that they came with. Granted, they didn't come with enough bins and they're also not clear, so you can't see what's in them, which is kind of frustrating. But I know how my kids pack things up and it needs to be easy. One of my other rules is to not overfill a bin. If possible, fill it up 3/4 because then it's easy to put the lids on and off. So when I said earlier that I was going to break my own rules, this is what I meant. I have been meaning to evaluate this space and then bring in some new containers. Yes, I went to Target. I took the 5-year-old, the 2-year-old, It was a risk, okay? I admit it, but I really knew that I wanted something new for this space. And so I needed a big enough container, preferably clear, that we could easily store the toys in, see what we've got, and the kids can independently put things away, take things out. I also knew that I wanted to remove that shelving that was in there because it was very difficult for the brio pieces, for lack of a better word, to kind of sit there. They fell through the slats. I mean, that was really a shoe rack. It wasn't really designed for this. And that's what I mean by just kind of using what you have. And it worked until it didn't. So give yourself permission to reevaluate a space and figure out what you need to do. There's the 5-year-old telling me how to pack this and telling me that I had overstuffed this bin, because I do get too optimistic, just like everybody else, and I do overstuff things, and honestly, it's never a good time. As I said, we had guests coming and I was able to probably put all the stuff back with the baby napping upstairs, trying to be super quiet, probably in like 10-15 minutes. It really didn't take long. So I don't want you to use I don't have enough time as an excuse. Another thing is that involving my daughter, whilst it's not always the easiest, I will say as a 5-year-old, she's much more helpful than the 2-year-old. It was really nice to see her involved. She sees what I'm doing, and I already see it in her behavior, wanting to be more organized, understanding that certain things have to go in order to welcome more things into our home. So modeling that behavior that you want for your children is so crucial, because I think a lot of us can relate to growing up in homes that felt kind of overstuffed, garages that aren't used for cars, they're really just storage bins, or just having so many things that you don't know what you're doing. And it can happen to the best of us. I've tried so hard. I mean, my whole YouTube channel is about more clutter-free, minimalism, all that kind of stuff, and yet I still find myself in this situation where I feel very overwhelmed by toys and things, and then I know that it is time for a change. So I'm just putting everything back in here, and it feels amazing to be able to see what's going on. I reallocated a whole lot of things to the garage, so that's going to be another video, because that one is not as simple as this, and I need my husband to help me with that, because a lot of the stuff is his and I can't just throw everything out. But it's really great to be able to see the floor again, kind of keep it clean. We still have space to put other things in there. We're missing like a couple of suitcases and things. So it's important to have room to grow, to have room to breathe, to have that negative space. Everything doesn't need to be crammed all the time. And that's what I want to encourage you guys, to be intentional about what you put in your home, what you keep. It needs to earn the right to be there. If you're not using it, there are thousands of people that would benefit from things that you're not using. So don't feel like you have to hold on to everything for the what ifs and the just in cases and the maybes. You can always probably get that stuff back anyway if you're having a hard time letting go, but you are really blessing somebody else, and you're blessing yourself the most by not having to worry. It is the best feeling. Let me know a space in your home that you really need to declutter, something that's been frustrating you and keeping you up at night, so that I can cheer you on. And if you're new here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. Please consider subscribing, liking the video, sharing. See you with a new video very soon.